certainly showing the fact that he's beaten and he's given up the ghost in a lot of ways.
It would be hard to exaggerate the usefulness to the Allied cause of the recently leased airfields in the Azores. Many Allied planes flew there direct, of course, but ground staffs and supplies were taken there by convoy. Strongly escorted, they sailed across some 1,200 miles of the Atlantic without once being attacked by U-boat or enemy aircraft. Here are Rear Admiral Holt, Air Vice Marshal Brummett, commanding the combined British forces in the Azores, and Wing Commander Tuke. Our first sight of the islands from the air. Pictures taken by the RAF as one of the planes from a carrier flew over the port of Angra and along the coast of Terceira. It all looked peaceful enough, as indeed it was, for here was no occupation. The islands and their people awaited the arrival of our forces with complete calm. Apart from the ancient treaties of alliance quoted by Mr. Churchill, the Portuguese welcomed this opportunity of furthering the cause of freedom and bringing world peace nearer. The British commanders were given a warm reception when they landed by the Portuguese military governor, Brigadier Barbosa, and by the civil governor, Senhor da Silva. Then, without a moment's delay, supplies were pouring ashore. Obviously, the most meticulous organization had been necessary, had indeed been forthcoming, for everything was landed without a hitch and in very quick time. The Portuguese offered the most complete cooperation throughout, and their assistance was extremely valuable. Naval and RAF headquarters were selected, and within 2 hours the staffs moved in. Camps were set up, and in less than no time, personnel had settled down. In fact, they were soon enjoying their first meals in the Western Islands, and pretty good, I dare say they found it all. It doesn't take the British fighting man long to find his way around. If we didn't already know that, these pictures supply the evidence. Washing is one of the chief priorities, and men who didn't want to do their own, or perhaps hadn't had time, quickly discovered another solution to the problem, whether they could speak Portuguese or not. Of course, the real significance of the Azores lies in our use of the islands as a sort of giant aircraft carrier anchored in the Atlantic. So priority number 1 was the immediate preparation of the airfields for our own aircraft. This job, too, went ahead like clockwork, and once again, the Portuguese did everything they could to help us and to speed up the complete handing over of all facilities. Here are some of the first aircraft to make use of this particular field. As you see, there was considerable variety in the types of machines coming in. The use of the Azores closes the air gap in the Atlantic, and everybody knows how this recently resulted in the smashing of 2 U-boat wolf packs attempting to attack Atlantic convoys. As a matter of fact, results were obtained well before these 2 victories, for within 2 weeks of the first flights being made from the Azores, a flying fortress had sunk a U-boat. With the aid of these islands, the whole of the Atlantic is now spanned by the patrolling wings of the Allied air forces. Safety for our ships, death and destruction to the U-boats.